Yeah, I told him to start.
Okay. Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
Well,
Indeed.
Chaos Saint has a great teammate ribbon. Always good to see those. And I've just got. Oh, never mind. I was going to say I had waiting for people to connect on every single person, and I'm like, that probably means I haven't connected yet. So
Talon ban.
we're
Is
all
Matt Pack playing?
shocked. Matt Pack is playing,
Okay.
and it wasn't the opposing team, so a deserved ban.
Though he's lost his silence though, so he's not anywhere near as brutal as he was. So maybe he'll get out of band prison.
Kazakh's ban. Kazakhs and Tristana both still very strong, both in the international scene and the actual, uh, this kind of league meta. Yasuo, yeah, I like banning Yasuo just so no one on my team picks it. So
Same with
Yeah.
Lee Sin. You always ban Lee Sin from your own team.
well, there's all these new splash arts since I've actually had a look at the game. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Who's that between Cassiopeia and Corki?
Cassiopeia
Oh, it's Cho'Gath. Ah, wow, he looks very different.
Yeah, if only he looked actually that good in the game.
All right, a Blitzcrank ban. Probably not a bad idea, especially if you've got a specific bot lane pairing in mind going in. And Rise is a very, very strong top laner, so
Yeah. Ryze
Yeah.
is ridiculously strong.
It's pretty stupid. He needs to get nerfed.
a couple of different hovers here from Tribal Mind. He's going over tanky champions, so there we go. First champion locked in is a Malphite. If it's a top lane Malphite, which I assume it would be, the laning matchup possibilities, there's a few that are quite good, a few that are quite poor for him. I know that Niwa, or J.K. Smithy from Immunity, was playing him into Nidalee as kind of a counter pick, so we'll see what comes up on the enemy team. Oh, look at that. Quick picks. Morgana and Zed. Two ridiculously powerful champions. Morgana, very, very strong, both in preventing and in going in for jungle invades. And Zed, I still think, is the most powerful champion in the game. So, awesome. And, what's that? Lucian ban. Lucian locked in, sorry.
Locked in.
Yeah,
Best
well,
ADC right now.
That's right. Well, with Tristana banned, I would definitely say yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess with the Morgana, you probably want to pick somebody who's got a pretty decent long range to pair with Morgana, because that will really benefit from the dark bindings. So
Well, even someone who has a dash forward would be able to follow
Yep,
up on those
that's
bindings
true.
as well. So,
Caitlyn Morgana is pretty stupid to play against.
yeah.
Because they
I
have
can't
5-second route, and they're out of range the entire time.
Here we go, Maokai. That's an interesting choice. That means jungle, one of the two, either Malphite.
hey,
or
support Malphite.
Maokai.
Could be support
It could-
Malphite.
It could be
Mid
support
Malphite.
Maokai. Either way, those are bad choices. So, then again, I won a ranked game last night with the support Syndra on my team. So,
Yeah, but was that T-Gun?
no, I wish it was.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, if it's T-Gun,
No,
then
no,
that's nothing. That's not saying
some
anything.
Some random scrub that landed in our team on Duo Q.
Yeah,
So.
okay. I actually got beaten by a support Zed today in a ranked game because
That's
because my top laner kept disconnecting,
Uh,
and the rest of it, the Corki I was playing with decided to build Infinity Edge first instead of Trinity Force, and generally just kept farming the bottom lane even though it was incredibly dangerous and ignored all the pings. And had a Vi that kept charging into the middle of the enemy, even though no one else was there to actually help her. And so pretty much the whole game was screwed. And I've got to say that my thresh hooks were a bit on the weak side So I wasn't having a great game.
Step up,
myself.
buddy.
Yeah, it was not good.
We got Lee Sin and Draven coming in. I'm seeing a ton of damage from this purple team. Like, if one binding from Morgana hits onto any of these champions, I don't care how tanky they are, they're dead. Like, Lee Sin and Zed will be able to just go, oh, look, someone's been hit by a binding, and just go straight in and just demolish them.
Hammerstead ham.
The Hammerstead ham. So just looking at the purple team still, so I would, just based on meta picks and generic role assignments of champions, I would say we've got Morgana Draven bot lane, which is an amazingly powerful bot lane. We've got Zed, who is probably the strongest mid laner / champion in the game at the moment, right? And Lee Sin, one of, if not the best jungler in the game, and has been for a very long time.
But only if you can play him.
Well, yes, but this is Battle Arena. This is about
Not many people can play him.
yeah.
That's
This
true.
is about getting better at the game. So if you want to be a good Lee Sin, it's this is a good environment to learn in. The Shen pickup. Well, they do need a tank. They do need some CC, and with Zed and Draven, Draven less so, but Zed primarily, they've a lot of split push, like tri-lane push strategies coming through. So I don't think the Shen is a bad idea. I'm not sure how well he'll go against Maokai / Malphite in lane, but
Slash Zed could be Zed. Not Zed. Jace.
Jace, yeah,
be
Jace.
Jace on lane.
Oh my god, I kind of want to see a solo mid AP Malphite.
Yeah.
Like as
Hey.
series.
Wasn't Alex Itch? Wasn't that his thing?
Oh,
Mid lane AP Malphite.
so it looks like
All right, yeah.
have we locked in yet?
We've locked
are
it, but
the-
we haven't got summoners like they haven't gone through to the delay yet. So
All
we still
right,
got 40
okay.
seconds before you can reveal the summoners.
So I would guess that Jace is mid. Jace
Yep.
versus Zed is very World Finals like. You know, that's Jace has really come in. We talk about that a bit on the podcast this week. So,
Yep.
I approve of the Jace last pick.
Yep.
Jace and Lucian are a beautiful combo, especially with the Maokai Sapperling toss, because they can just siege, they can contest any kind of dragon or defend from any siege really, really well with Lucian's ult, and just a ton of damage at a safe range.
And plus a whole heap of initiation if you actually want to go in with the
Oh
the
yeah,
unstoppable force.
Malphite, Maokai, Thresh. We've got amazing initiation.
All right,
So,
there we go.
so-
Reveal summoners.
oh my god, that's a jungle Malphite.
Yes, Jungle Malphite.
That's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I would
yeah.
recommend it. See, a jungle Maokai is actually decent, even though he is better played in the top lane.
Yeah.
But he's a long time jungler. He was a jungler for as long, before his rework.
I mean, he's not terrible. It's just his clear is gonna be slow as all hell.
A lot of that has to do with the jungle items.
Yeah.
but-
I mean, once he gets his quill code, he'll be okay. Like okay, but it will still be slow.
yeah. See,
Where
was
Lee
it-
can go in and pretty much mess him up at any time.
That's right. Malphite is going to be in combat every time, so hopefully, he should be fine in terms of surviving against jungle creeps. That's not the issue. His clear is going to be very slow. He's going to be very, very mana intensive, and his ganks are going to be pretty terrible. So if Malphite does make any big plays around the map during the laning phase through ganking, it's going to be more due to purple team stuffing up rather than anything that the champion Malphite can do. Don't get me wrong, level 6, that gank is insane.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. No, keep going.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so purple team, they really want to kind of get ahead early in the laning phase and press that advantage and just continue pressure in kind of a 3-1 or 4-1 split push scenario. Basically, a pressure strat is what you're looking to run on the purple team. And the blue team is team fight and objective control. So these are both very good compositions. Like a heavy 5-man engage, as well as a lot of poke, as well as a lot of just control. We've got teleport from Maokai, which will be on a shorter cooldown than the Shen ult, but Shen has brought that ignite, so he should have some early dueling potential. So we'll have to see how that goes, but all in all, I quite like both team compositions.
Yeah, I mean, I think the teleport still would have been a better thing to go with Shen, just because it would allow you to go to bot lane, help with ganks, help with whatever, and then immediately go back to top lane, and Maokai would either have to decide to stay in top lane, like if he teleports down, he still has to walk all the way up. So
Yeah.
I still think, really, there's,
yeah.
if you're going top
if
pretty much
the-
take teleport, there's almost no one who you would not take teleport on.
Yeah, well, that's just the way that the meta is at the moment. And Shen is a good character for kind of breaking that meta, but the whole picking of Malphite has really just made that such a strange idea, because you can interrupt Shen's ultimate with just a single Twisted Advance Arcane Smash combo. Like, that's... So Shen's going to have to be very picky about when he uses his teleport, and it is quite a long cooldown, so...
Yeah.
Alright. Now, Carrot, did you want to tell us about podcasts? Because
Sure.
I'm a few weeks behind on my podcast, so I have got no idea.
So, myself and Steve, we are part of the Oslo podcast, which is an oceanic-based League of Legends podcast. We talk about how to get better at the game. We talk about the competitive scene both here and around the world. We're looking forward to some pretty big action this weekend with the second stage of the round of 8 for the Oceanic Finals, so at Armageddon in New Zealand, bro. And we are joined, our other co-host is Ralph, and we've also had a guy called Ranconius joining us for the last few weeks. So we record on Monday nights on this channel at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And then the podcast comes out either Thursday or Friday, depending when my editor gets it to us. So that should be actually going up in the next 24 hours or so. And if you go to oslo.trinityforcepodcast.com, you can check us out. That'll have all our details for social media, all our previous episodes. And while you're at it, you can go to trinityforcepodcast.com and check out the Trinity Force podcast, which I was actually a participant on this morning.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. How'd that go?
Yeah, it went really well. So it was myself, Chira, Jaden, Days Untold, DeClaude, and Punchinello.
That's right. Days Untold finally started.
Yeah. And Dom just left as of this week. So
that makes me cry.
Yeah, I know. It makes me a little sad too. So shout out to Dom.
You were always my favorite.
Yep. So he's...
because Optimus Tom's on the other podcast.
Yep. And they basically talk about how to get better at the game. So this morning we talked about the mid-game and how to, mid-game strategies, and also, what happens if you feel like you've got nothing left to learn in the game. So, and they do twice a week on this channel in Tuesday and Thursday mornings, and then on Monday mornings around about 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, there's the T-Force LCS rundown, which goes into the competitive scene, and that's Nagorum, that's Optimus Tom, that's who else is there? Cerobox, and Greg Russo and Sifa. So those guys talk about the professional scene. I'm looking forward to catching up on their discussion of Worlds as the World Finals were the last weekend. So make sure you check it out, trinityforcepodcast.com.
It's going to be good because, as I said, I'm a few weeks behind on my podcast due to my my international trip. So I'm going to get to listen to the build-up and their expectations after knowing the results. So that's going to be quite entertaining.
Nice.
And fortunately, Geminis has connected to the game.
Oh, good.
We had a little black box where Geminis' Morgana was for a while. But looks like they're joining. Now, I just want to quickly comment on the Black Shield combo with... Zed, Lee Sin, and particularly Shen. That's a lot. Like, they can stop a lot of CC. If the purple team get ahead, that Black Shield is just gonna... That could make up for their team composition, team fight disadvantage.
Would the Black Shield, does that stop some of its spells at all? It wouldn't stop an exhaust, would it?
It does.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, well, it because it's a crowd control effect.
Yep. Okay. But would it stop the damage reduction? Because I'm guessing with Zed in particular, when he goes in. No. Okay.
No, it doesn't. I don't
Just
imagine.
Black Shield Draven and get Shen to ult Draven, and then there's this unkillable Draven that can't be stopped by
Lee Sin
CC,
can
killing
shield him as
everything.
well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The League of Draven at its finest.
Yep. But I mean, for example, if you know they're about to initiate, then popping that Black Shield on Draven will stop him from being will take the damage, but he won't take the knock-up from Malphite. So, there's some particularly against someone who can burst you down with C, or take you down with CC really quickly. That Black Shield's going to be really critical. So Gem needs to be pretty on point with that sort of stuff.
I just want to give a shout out as well to there was a gentleman that I met at Comic-Con that had the sickest Zed cosplay I've ever seen. Well, the only Zed cosplay I'd ever seen. The dude looked like a giant. Like, the guy was very tall, but he had like the full metal mask and just he had the entire getup. He looked awesome. I can hear typing.
Yeah, I'm typing. I was gonna say, did you see much else cosplay at the New York Comic Con?
Yeah, so much. I think I took about 400 photos.
Wow.
And then after the event, I jumped online and watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos where they went over the cosplay to see which I saw, and there was so much more that I didn't get to see.
Yeah.
And I was there for all 4 days. There's some really, really amazing cosplayers out there. There was an entire team of League of Legends guys that were just walking around today, like the days all together. So we had like Ari and Vlad and Annie and like all the classics walking around together. It was quite cool.
Nice.
This is taking quite a long while to load.
It really is.
I was hoping it wasn't one of those times where the game's loaded for everyone else and my game's crashed and I'm staring at the loading screen.
No. No. Maybe Ash has completely broken the game, like across all the servers. Have you heard about the Ash bug?
No, tell us about
that. Allows Fiora to get her level 1 ult. Like, he gets an ult at level 1.
It's ult on auto attack. It's like an exploit somebody's made that abuses Ash and like how the slots work, like having Q, W, and E. So when Fiora auto attacks, she ults.
When Corky auto attacks, he ults. I've seen a thing where Nasus his Q is replaced with a slow, with like a frozen effect. There's a whole bunch of things where people are just Brand ulting with his auto attack.
Wow.
Yeah, level 1. There's like a jungle invader. He's just like continuously using his ult. It's pretty brutal.
And Ash isn't disabled for some reason.
yeah. But if you actually do use the exploit, you can get banned, perma banned, because it's an actual exploit. It's not just a bug. So.
And we're into the game.
Are we? Okay.
I'm not.
I'm not.
My current game time is 49 minutes and 5 seconds.
What? What?
That's
it gives you like a random game time, then the game actually starts about 10 seconds after.
So this is like the part of
preemptively. Is that what's happening?
So this is like
this is like Limbo.
Yeah, this is like in Counter-Strike where you got that 15 seconds where you can shoot each other and blow each other up. Hey, we're in. All right.
Ding, and the toast is done.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
Draven with Ignite is pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Say again?
Draven's got Ignite, which is pretty ballsy. Like, it's just gonna hurt him so much late game.
As opposed to heal?
Well, that's if he doesn't put the Ignite to good use in the laning phase. If he can get so far ahead that he's just able to crit people's faces off, it's not going to matter what summoner spell he's got.
It's true.
So it looks like everybody's playing it safe. No real invades. We've got a nice ward. It's like a strange spot for a ward coming from, I think that was Shen's ward. Yeah, so that he could see them coming in, but if they swept that brush, they wouldn't be able to see it, so that's good. And Maokai throwing out a sapling, trying to get vision, and Shen, being the ninja that he is not seen by it. Maokai doing some clever stuff. So
well, the unseen sapling is the deadliest.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So Maokai's recalled back after checking those locations. Look, like if you notice those saplings are still there, so they'll provide a ton of vision for a short amount of time while Maokai prepares. I thought he was going to be buying another healing potion, but
Q was actually better level 1 in lane though. So if I didn't have to leash, I start Q on Maokai. I don't think it's worth getting the vision. Because Q just lets you push harder and trade better, because it has half the cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a good general rule. Against Shen, I'm not sure it's really going to matter, because Shen...
It also doesn't drain your mana anywhere near as much. Which is, you know, if you... Yeah, it's important to manage his mana properly.
So Shen started with the Vorpal Blade, so it looks like he's going to be playing... he's not going to be... He's just going to be throwing out the Vorpal Blade for trades, and it's quite good damage at level 1, but unless you're putting most of your points into it, its damage falls off pretty quickly, but it's excellent for sustain. He should be able to keep up with Maokai's sustain in lane through that, unless Maokai starts getting really aggressive, and then oh, Maokai has the level 1 advantage, level 2 advantage. Doesn't look like he's going to press it though.
Doesn't mean much in this matchup anyway. They're just wet noodles.
Alright, so what are the... I'm checking out this Malphite. He started red and has moved straight over to blue, and he's almost out of mana. There we go, so he smites, he's now level 3, whereas he's actually beating Lee Sin because of the extended leash that he got from his bot lane, so good on him. That's interesting. Normally, you'd skip the white on your first go through.
You should go top to counter gank.
Well, he needs to know that Lee Sin's going to be ganking top in order to counter gank.
Maokai pushed super hard, of course it's going to gank.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at mid lane, it's not pushed nearly as hard.
Yeah.
Good move by Maokai. It's actually going to take probably a little bit of damage, probably force him to go... Maybe go back. He started... Oh, he's still got a couple of pots, so...
What's
I
he
don't
doing?
know why he started Mana Crystal.
Well, I guess he probably wanted to get started on the Catalyst Protector. I guess, but you'd probably say go the
Dawn's Ring or Flask.
Yeah.
Dawn's Ring in this matchup because Shen can't do anything to you.
Well, I think he went so he could throw out just that many more saplings in the very early stages. That's probably the entire reason. And of course, he's rushing a Rod of Ages. Oh, very nice.
So
Yeah. Oh,
that's
burns
nice
the flash. Oh, the ward jump. The twisted advance, first blood to Lee Sin. Very nice. Keeping up the pressure, Matt Pack. What's interesting is that Maokai went around and placed that ward so that it had vision, but he still went too far forward. He should have stayed in kind of his safe farming area if he knew that Lee Sin was in the top area.
I mean, I think quite simply he was pushing it too hard. He should have just kept auto attacking rather than using his sap. It looked like he was using his sapling, tossing his saplings into the minions to push it. And yeah, I mean, to an extent, that's probably not a terrible idea because Shen's not so crash right under turret at CSing. But you just got to make sure if you're going to go for that approach that you wow, Jim taking a lot of damage there.
Wow, that was not a favorable trade at all.
No. You're just going to make sure that if you are going to do that you play very cautious. Like you push the wave and then move all the way back. You know, you don't get caught out like that.
If you're going to shove level 1 and 2 as top laner, you need to
nice.
Jungler to come and counter.
That's a dead Morgana.
He missed the flay. If he got that flay, I think you definitely would have seen another kill in that
Matt
lane.
Pack's coming down to try and relieve the pressure. I think if he'd gotten here a little bit sooner, he could have turned that around. But Thresh ate the binding, but didn't care because he could still throw out his Q. So he hit the death sentence while binded and just waited for the binding effect to wear off and then went in. So it was and it was a very nice follow up from the Lucian, the flash securing that kill. That's really going to hurt this Draven because Draven doesn't want to fall behind. Let's see, Draven's ported 2 Doran's Blades. I quite like that, and boots. That'll allow him to make up for the possible gold and level deficit that he'll have as a direct result of his support dying.
I don't know about the 2 wards though, because that buying 2 wards kind of puts your build
there's
pretty far behind.
Oh, Zed! Oh, it's gonna be. Is it kill for kill? Yes.
Wow.
See, the thing is, Zed actually, he threw out his shadow, took a whole bunch of damage. Like, he put through the shadow past Jace, took a whole bunch of damage, then teleported to where, like, further back into the lane, and then that basically is what killed him, pretty much. Well, yeah, pretty much got him killed. It's a bit peculiar.
Now, Malphite has gone back. He's picked up pink wards and stealth wards. I think if you're going to buy that many wards early, that you should have swapped out. Yeah, well, there's that. But also swap out the warding totem and start clearing the enemy wards. That give yourself the vision control package rather than just going even on it. What is Lee Sin trying to do here? I'm not sure.
We're going to see if Maokai's paying attention to his ward. Looks like he is.
Sort of. He just kind of walked towards him. It's like...
Now, something that Maokai could actually try to do is when Lee Sin goes to use his Sonic Wave to get in, you can actually knock him back at that point. Because he can actually be interrupted midway through his travel time. So, that's something you could probably attempt to try to do, is, because he's going to do it. Like, that's how he's going to close the gap.
I just want to point out that Lucian has a BF sword. That's at like 8 minutes. That's terrifying.
Yeah. And we're going to see, hopefully, our first gank here by Malphite.
Yeah, well, he's got his ultimate, so it's go time.
Malphite reeled. And
Thresh needs to lead with Flay in that situation.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think trying to gank when they're that far pushed up is probably not a great idea to begin with, just because the chances of outright killing somebody is probably not high. So you just got to basically, and they probably don't even need to flash.
He could have ganked that lane if he came in through the lane bush, because that's within ult range.
Yeah. The timing was quite poor as well, because the blue buff respawned at around that 8-minute mark as well. And he had the timers, like he knew he did red and then blue. He got the red and then went to get bottom lane. He should have gone to blue to secure that buff, because now that he showed bottom, Lee Sin is free to just go in and take it. Which is exactly what's happening.
Don't think he quite got it yet, though. It's still, oh, hang on, he did.
No, well... No, Lee Sin has his own blue buff.
Does he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Don't worry, everybody. Victor Pradley is here. Did I miss a Shen ult? When did that happen?
Shen came down when Thresh boxed Draven.
I missed that completely. I was off watching junglers and Lee Sin.
Oh, that was a great move by
made a big
Malphite.
mistake.
Yeah.
Or maybe he can beat him.
There's a lot of MIA calls in the mid lane. Now,
oh, he's going
my
in.
God.
That was.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It was a bad. Yeah. I think he did the
no,
smart.
no, don't you go in.
Okay.
That was an
That's
error.
a case of somebody throwing harder than even the first guy. So I think what Maokai did of backing off was probably the smart thing. And Lee Sin should have. Yeah, I don't know why he went in. That was just craziness.
Well, he thought his damage output would be far greater than Maokai's tankiness, which is just... Oh, no!
Maokai had a heal up.
He's still going to get an assist for it, so good on him. See, this is a perfect opportunity to take Dragon. The jungler's bottom. They've got two guys full health.
At least just
they're not going to get the tower.
Exactly.
And Maokai has TP.
Yep.
There's like no reason not to do it.
Yeah, Shen doesn't.
Yep,
So-
that's Ignite.
Yeah, well, it looks like, who's that? Someone's pinging, assist me, assist me.
Yeah,
This is a bit late,
So
though.
Malphite, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a bit like... Lucian's
Well-
out of mana. So that like completely gimps his damage.
Yeah, but it should be, it'll be more than enough. Thresh and Malphite have enough respective shields that they'll be able to tank it for as long as they want. I think Thresh right now should be juggling the dragon aggro, but yeah, like moving backwards and forwards. You see it in pro games a lot. It's not a difficult skill to master. You just need to practice it a couple of times. But sitting there just auto attacking the dragon without moving, It's just damage that you don't need to take. But they got the dragon. That's finally given a team a sizable gold lead, 16.6 to 14.9 at the 11-minute 44 mark. Looks like Lucian's going to be finishing his Infinity Edge much sooner than Draven. And it all really comes down to that one kill on Morgana that gave him the lead. It's only a 5 CS difference.
I mean, something Maokai needs to keep in mind is he's got red buff, which is actually pretty effective at the point of the game that he's in. You know, if he can land a twisted advance, you know, get an auto attack off, you know, it's actually going to do a fair bit of damage on Shen.
Yeah,
so
I think the red buff would probably be enough damage to get through Shen's shield on its own. So you win any trade there. Then again,
I don't know why Lee Sin keeps taking top.
Yeah.
A fed Shen does literally nothing.
Well, that's not entirely true.
wow.
Well, compared to a Zed or a Draven.
Like, well, that's absolutely correct. I'll concede that. But I've seen Shen with a Trinity Force wreck some people.
Yeah, well, that's if you build damage, but you're probably, you know, you're not really going to do that.
It's just getting to the point where they're going to have trouble killing Maokai in ganks, and getting one of the other lanes ahead is worth so much more.
Chase is coming around the top, which is interesting. He's going to get spotted out just.
Gank
and
But I don't know what he's
Shen
hoping to expect here. What he's hoping to accomplish.
he probably
Couple
could.
of
I mean, he
auto
probably could have knocked him back at that point if he'd gone in, like if he'd EQ'd and then switched immediately to hammer form, knocked him back. You know, twisted advance. You could have at least. I mean, the thing about Shen is you probably can just force him out of lane because.
Oh, nice max range taunt. That was a very nice max range taunt. I mean, it's not going to get him much, as Miss Fish said, wet noodle fight. But although we did win that trade quite well, so I think Shen is. At the moment, he'll have the advantage, but once the Rod of Ages starts ticking up, it's going to be hard for him to kind of keep that up. So it's basically going to be Shen keeping up pressure so that if Maokai ever teleports, he can just keep pushing.
Also, big thing in this is he went Chainverse first versus champion that does magic damage.
Yeah, that's a very poor decision. He's obviously going for a Sunfire Cape. Yeah, which is a core item on Shen because he needs it for split pushing because his pushing is quite atrocious. But if you were going to go for an early Sunfire, you should have gone Giant's Belt as your first item at least because almost everything scales with HP on Shen. The amount of health he gets back from Vorpal Blade.
His damage on his passive.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I could probably just click on him and find out. What is it called? Key Strike.
Okay, the bottom lane probably need to back off. Cause
Yeah, they can get dove here so easily.
They are getting dove here so easily. Oh,
Wow, am I
the
gonna-
Shen ult is so good. And if Dragon was up, they could take it. But it's not.
They can take this tower now. Lucian can't stay here.
No.
No. Oh no, he dashed into a binding, into a taunt. Oh no. Unfortunately, yeah. I think if anybody had stuck around to help Shen, that would definitely have been a kill. Yeah,
at least it's like an ulti, he could just kill him instantly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Matt Pack acknowledging how bad he is at that moment in time. So, way to own it.
Now this is like I mean now would be a perfect time of when Shen could have got immediately. So he dragged the teleport out of Malphite. He could have then immediately teleported up to top if he'd actually had it. So
yeah, and he would have gotten an even bigger creep advantage, and he would have been able to apply pressure.
Yep.
Which, as I said, the champ select option is that's exactly what this purple team does: is apply pressure.
Yep.
But if we look in the bottom two lanes, there is no pressure. It's all against them.
I mean, we just see right now why Jason's such a menace at the moment, using his QE combo to.
Look at top lane. Look at this minion wave that Shen has built up. He's going to be able to get so much damage on this tower if he doesn't completely ignore it. Okay, never mind. Okay, so he's placing wards, so he's a bit safer, but he just lost about 300 damage on that tower. Yeah, this is a pretty big minion wave. He's going to get a ton of damage on this tower.
Wow, Jace
I don't know
coming in.
why Maokai isn't up here. Dragon's not up yet, so he can't actually get anything down here.
Well, it's
Well,
up in
I think at a turret.
So.
It's probably worth trading bottom turret for top at this stage. Because, oh, I think we're going to see goodbye to Jace. Oh, what a hook. What a hook. That's a good hook.
Yeah.
And over here we got Jace is still alive.
Wow!
Oh my gosh!
That's
Wow! Oh my gosh!
some sick mechanics from Fluffy Bunny.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, that's what I said. That's what we were saying earlier. Is that Blue have a very good team fight, and without the pressure from Purple Team being applied, they have the freedom to group.
I don't think Malphite didn't even use his unstoppable force in that fight as well. So
They should go for Dragon now.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's up. They've got the timer.
they haven't got any sweepers up. Well, I mean, really, Thresh should have a sweeper as well, and he doesn't.
Look at
failed,
this. Shen's going to take this tower, and they're not. Look at that. They're right next to Dragon. They could two-man this easy. Oh, that breaks my heart just a little bit. So they're going to lose top tower and basically get a kill for it. That's it. Look at that. Now Shen's going to go back and get his Sunfire Cape, I'm sure. He's got enough for it. Yeah, he's seen the Maokai, realizing he's not going to be able to push against that. He's going to recall and get that Sunfire Cape and start pushing like a boss. And Shen's ultimate is back up. Looks like the red team, or the purple team, they've got vision on Dragon now, so as long as they keep up the pressure, they can just take it. And assuming that Jace doesn't have vision on them, they can't really stop them.
Well, they have TP advantage in top lane.
They do, absolutely.
Wet noodle fight continues.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was about to say Shen's at about half health and Maokai's at full, but I'm pretty sure Shen started the fight on that health. So.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
happens when you build armor first against a map.
Wow!
Oh, wow,
it's
that's
a
decided to
very
go in.
nice tribal mind. I mean, Zed like blew everything to kill the Malphite, but Malphite, you know, he does one thing, and then that's all you need. Was that the Shen ult was cancelled? Oh no, yeah, it was cancelled by a
Oh.
twist combo. So, and he's doing what? Oh, look at that! He's taunted Maokai under the tower. Maokai's got his ultimate running, so he's not going to take as much damage as you'd think. Oh no, Shen's blown his ignite. He's not going to be able to get the kill here. He's struggling to not die under tower. Blue team, very nice.
Going in hard.
We got a massive minion
So
wave.
this Lee Sin's going to have him if he manages to get there. Yeah, I think Lucy's going to get this kill on top.
Yeah.
How has Dragon not been taken? We've just won 2 fights now, and they still
Yeah.
haven't taken it.
I think blue team might be lacking a shot caller. I think they're just looking for fights. In these
It's a real
circumstances,
shame,
yeah,
Sorry.
anyone on blue team, if you can see there's an objective to be taken, and I know Tribal Mind's quite good with this stuff, is that if there's an objective to be taken and you have the power to take it, ping it. You know, type "let's do dragon" or "let's fight and then do dragon." Like they've finally taken it, but that was about what 90 seconds later than it should have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they basically, once they got those kills on, I think it was Zed and Morgana, they easily could have taken Dragon at that point.
And if your team still won't come, then just say come to Dragon or AFK.
Is that just I've only seen this Draven skin once before. Is that the Siri logo where his
I think so.
where his blades go? That's hilarious. All right, so we got a lot of people just walking around now. What's really interesting is that the both mid inner turrets are down, and Jace and Zed are still laning. Like I'd expect Jace to be doing slightly more roaming. Oh, that's nice. Oh, if that shockwave had hit, that may have been enough to finish that Geminis off there on Morgana.
I mean, I'm not sure why Morgana was walking around there anyway, because it's not like Dragon's up. Like,
No, but probably wanted, like, Sweeper's off cooldown. She's got a Sight Stone.
Yeah.
She probably wanted to get some control. But if you don't have vision of the enemy team, it's not really a safe option unless you've got, say, 3 or 4 friends with you.
I mean, at this point, really, Blue should be trying to push down top lane and get that one down so they can, you know, have all those outer turrets down. And alternatively, Purple should be going down to bottom lane to get that one, you know, take that one down. I mean, really, it's like, well, it's not even halfway there. Hang on. Sorry, I thought, did the turret just go down, or is it just, or I just not paying attention?
You talking about the bot tower? That went down before.
Top tower.
Top tower for Shen just went down.
Okay, good.
He just backed off the tower as the minions were going to kill
Yeah,
it.
okay, all right. That's what I thought.
And he backed off for a good reason because his ward spotted Lee Sin.
Yeah. Oh, so much damage out of that Jace.
Oh, 2 tanks just smashing another tank. That's interesting. If you're next to the inhibitor and you have boots, don't recall, walk, it's faster. And also, you're far less likely to die. Oh, nice death sentence. Oh, the twisted advance with the vision provided by that ward. Nice. Blue team are doing what they should be doing, and that's team fighting. Oh, the Malphite ult. Very nice. Oh, the dashes over the wall. This is beautiful. Poor Jace is the only one who couldn't get over the wall. Yeah, they're just able to tower dive this one. This game's pretty much... Oh, the shockwave. Beautiful. Yeah, the blue team are just able to fight and take what they want.
And that exhaust came out way later than it probably should have. So, you know, really, Morgana probably should have used the exhaust. Well, it's hard to say who you use it on, really. I mean, I guess you probably try to use... I mean, you want to use it Lucian or Jace, but, you know, even earlier than then probably would have been a good idea. Because, I mean, you know, exhausting Maokai at that point means pretty much nothing. Like, it's just a waste of your summoner. You might as well hold on to it. Because it's not like he's going to do a whole lot of damage at that point.
Absolutely.
Maokai actually does a lot of damage, though.
He does.
Like,
he
if
does.
you
Yeah.
exhaust him before his ulti pops, I'd actually consider that pretty worth.
Yeah.
Because it does like 400 damage.
It's
Yeah.
interesting that blue team didn't really take advantage of their push in mid to get an inhibitor or anything really, and they didn't even put wards down in the enemy jungle. It was a really, really strong push. It was a really great tower dive. All they needed to do was stick around and get an objective.
Honestly, they shouldn't have even dived, because Purple had no way to stop their siege. Like, they have no wave clear, and they have 2 ranged champions.
Well, Zed has pretty good wave clear. So...
Yeah, but on the other hand, Blue has really, really good poke.
That is true.
Well, with Jace, they've got some of the best poke in the game. I mean, his EQ combo is just... Well, it's basically the new Nidalee spear.
See, now Zed has split off from the rest of the group. Now, normally you'd say it's a good thing he's about to go split push, but he's needed for the wave clear. He really is. See, watching Shen and Draven try to clear a wave is humorous. See, right now, blue team should be placing wards. So 1 ward went down. 1 ward has gone down. This entire area should be blue. We should be able to see every single corner of this map. But, like, if you notice, all of the wards are red. It's all purple team's wards. They've got 2 wards on Baron. You've got a ward in this brush, ward in that brush, ward in... Like, that. They... The purple team have vision of their entire upper jungle, where it should really be the other way around. They should have swept. Blue team should have swept purple's jungle, taken all their vision away, and put down their own, and then this game would pretty much be over. I think that lack of vision is going to prevent them from closing the game as fast as they would like to.
And alternatively, I mean, blue team should really be having more sweepers to try and get that control.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which they don't have. I mean,
well, we're at the 25-minute mark. It's time to bust people for their trinkets, Garrett. Go.
Yep. Well, you know, I mean, yeah, really, Thresh should have. Both Thresh and Morgana should have upgraded sweepers at this point. I mean, we can see how many wards there are you need, if anything, you need the reduced cooldown. I mean, that's the main advantage of upgrading your sweeper trinket, is that it allows you to sweep a lot more often. So, it's... I don't know if Lee Sin really wants to be going in there.
Well, I think he's just asserting dominance, going, "This is our jungle, get out." Well, because
I don't know how scary people would really consider him to be at this point.
Well,
at least Maokai, I think he's probably a bit too tanky for.
Well, the important thing is that it can be a bluff. If they
Yes, sir.
believe that your team is right behind the Lee Sin, then that's enough to force something. You see those kind of mind games in pro games. Whether or not that was that deep in this particular context, probably not. It might have just been an error in judgment on the Lee Sin's part, but who knows. Oh, the culling right to the Morgana face. Uh-oh, now Lucian's put himself in a bit of a precarious position, but they have Thresh. Thresh is OP. Thresh allows you to do so much stuff that you would not be able to do with any other team composition. Just completely out of position, chasing the enemy team. Don't care. Oh, Zed's found an AD carry, but he's so dead. Oh, nice Malphite ult.
You're just like a fraction of a second quicker ahead of my stream, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's good. It means I know what to look for.
reactions.
They just won this fight 4v5. Maokai wasn't even there.
Yeah, well, there we go. Surrender vote.
Jace is just huge.
Yeah. And the surrender was probably a good idea because there was very little chance that they were going to come back with Zed being unable to split push, Shen being unable to split push. Like, they just couldn't maintain the pressure that their composition needed to win. And blue team were not doing what they needed to win, but they were definitely going to, unless there was some serious, Zed pentakill moments happening.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's get